This is AC Starler, aka Awesome. Welcome back to my video. Welcome back to my channel, my video, and this is a review for I Can Only Imagine Part 2, which I saw last night on Valentine's Day with a really close friend of mine, best friend. She's like a sister to me, and we spent Valentine's Day together. Now, the official day for this movie to come out is on in theaters everywhere, February tw February 20th. That's next week, and this came out early access on Valentine's Day. And it's about the lead singer that's behind me here, and the guy with the hat named Tim. Tim writes a song called Even If, and he's struggling to be a father because in the last movie, his father wasn't always nice to him, and his father slowly passed away towards the end of the movie when he created the song I Can Only Imagine. Now that also is in this movie still. They show that they won some awards for this. Everyone's trying to joke of what arm when they're going to write on his what word they're going to write on his wrist to say in a speech, and the word was pickle. Very funny. And this guy right here with the hat, his name is Tim, has a cancer. His cancer, he puts an X on his on wrist to show that he is not giving up on his dream to be an artist. He's not dreaming up on his dream to um, sing his heart out for the Lord. And he teams up with Mercy Me, or headlines with Mercy Me, which already has a hit single. I can only imagine some other songs. And then he also is struggling to be a father because his son, early in his years, a lot of time has diabetes, and then he's trying to keep his son on track, which I think is the person right next to him in this photo, and try and keep him on track so he can stay alive and have his life support of insulin to keep him alive. But he finds out his son's just like him, has potential to do what he does and try and sing and play for the Lord Jesus Christ. And there's a lot of different things in this, but it's mainly about the song Even If. Even If is a really interesting song. I mean, I guess I'd heard of the band Mercy Me, but I never like I only know about I Can Only Imagine some other songs of there. But Even If I'm first time hearing that, and it's a powerful song. It's a powerful song, but the most powerful song that was mentioned in here for Tim and for the rest of this band was It's Well With My Soul because they had to, I mean, the singer had to understand it's well with his soul that his son has diabetes and his son's going to take care of it the way he's going to take care of it. And then he has cancer and he's going to either fight it or stay alive or put in God's hand and it's well in his soul. Um, and that's what his inspiration, Tim's inspiration is in Tim's story. It's just him trying to be the best person he can be and can do what he can do for the Lord and for his family that's soon becoming as he has. His wife is pregnant. Eventually, in this movie, he's trying to do his best. But he's trying to live out as much life as he has possible. And he seems like a very cool dude. It's a heartfelt movie. It's a Christian movie. This one also had insight of how they made the movie before the movie played because of early access screening. Um, a bonus, and it says right here, a bonus concert. The bonus concert was Well With My Soul at the very end of the movie. It was a very good thing. It was like a worship, it was also a worship time at the very end of the movie. And if you are a Christian person that goes to church on Sunday or Wednesdays, Thursdays, Mondays, Tuesdays, whatever days you're scheduled your church, does little Bible studies and stuff like that. Like we at my church, we have Thursdays, Tuesdays, and then the other groups from Tuesdays have different days that they go, Fridays, Wednesdays, whatever. We all know that worship is part of that, and sometimes we take a worship or a fellowship day, and fellowship means is talking to each other, hanging out, and stuff. In the worship days, we sing songs like "I Can Only Imagine" or "Even If" or "Well With Our Soul," "Well With Our Soul," or um maybe a Toby Mac song in the light or whatever Christian song that you come up in your head. We do that, and it's very important. And having a bonus concert at the very end of this, and having worship at the end of this movie, which is very powerful, um, up, very powerful and um inspirational movie about the band struggling to the main also Mercy Me. I forgot Mercy Me struggling to find that hit song again and struggling to get people moving with a song that they think is great. And even if was the last song that the lead singer wrote because of his friend and his son and the inspiration from his friend Tim that he what he has to do for his life and how God led him to his life. And he wrote it like he always said what he quote what his friend always said. Tim always said, "You win some, you lose some." And in the beginning of the song, it says, "You say sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some." Right now, I'm losing really, really bad. We have those moments when we lose really, really bad, and then we forget that we're here, and sometimes we don't know what to do. We don't always look forward to God. Sometimes we think we can get it done on our own, and we can't. We got to look forward to God. So that's why that song's like, even if I can't, you can, or even if you can't, I have the strength to be in your will, have your will basically take over. And the well of my soul, which is also a good song, this also makes, I mean, even if for some hearing it made me cry, but the well of my soul makes me cry because it's about a man that lost his daughter, his two daughters, and his wife on an expedition on a ship, and the ship crashed and they drowned, and he asked, he wasn't well. It wasn't well with soul. Eventually, he had to go to cry. He had to go to the Lord. He had to grieve. He had to sit in that, and then he finally said, "This is well." He finally understood. This is well with my soul. It's okay. I'm okay now. It's well with my soul. He wrote the song saying that it's well with my soul, and he knows the guy in the story, and it's just true. He knows he's going to see them again at some point. And even if it becomes the biggest song, the guy right here, Tim, he still had cancer to this day. He still writes an X on his arm to remind himself on his wrist. I think the lead singer now has a tattoo of an X. And I think he got a tattoo because even his son's like, how come we just don't get tattooed? And he's like, no, I like to write down fresh. This reminds me. And then Tim wanted to get his wife to do it, but his wife finally did it towards the end where he was in the hospital bed where he couldn't wake up. And then there's moments where these two people, his son and his friend, they both moments that they couldn't get up because they have those conditions. So it's a struggle for the band finding something new, a struggle to have two people that have medical conditions, and also show them the balances of how God's showing them the way, and all these different things are happening to them, and how God has them in their life. Also, we saw a little bit of more of Dennis Quaid playing his father and stuff that we didn't see in the first movie, which the first movie was amazing. They show us insights of him spending more time with his dad before his dad died, like getting these nasty chairs to hang out and play a guitar by a campfire. Not mean nasty, meaning like they're not like they're dusty or anything like the fabric and stuff of there is like nasty, right? Not the best fabric. And then the guitar, he tells his son, I want you to give this guitar to someone worthy to, I mean, not worthy, but I want to give this guitar to someone that really wants to play it and cherish it and cares for it. And he gives it to his son. He basically says, "My dad wants you to have this." And then he gets closer to his son, so he won't be like his father. The lead singer behind me won't be like his father. And his wife puts he gets a sense of meeting at them at a coffee shop to do 20 questions, and they continue the 20 questions through their tour and to get to know his son more. So he won't be end up being um like his father, not paying attention too closely. But what got to him in the very beginning was when he had to put a needle in his son's skin for insulin. He said, "You hurt me," and that bring him flashbacks when his father used to do abuse him, and he's afraid to touch his son after that. But then, he eventually gets to know his son. And his son got older, but he let his son do it on his own. But at the very beginning, he was afraid to do any of that. And then they bonded, also him, the lead singer, just son right there, bonded eventually in this too. And then at the very end of the concert, the bonus concert, it shows the lead singer of Mercy Me, a little bit older, and his son a little bit older, and his son played in the background saying, "It's well with my soul," and it's well with my soul. So I highly recommend seeing this movie when it comes out in theaters, February 20th. Go see it in all its glory. And if you haven't seen the first one, rewatch the first one. If you haven't seen the first one at all, watch the first one. If you have seen the first one, rewatch it. Because there might be some stuff in here, like Dennis Quaid, like I said. And then also a new journey um, with this. It's basically a straight up sequel, but even the early fan of it, the people that put this on, Kingdom, I think they'll call it Kingdom Studios or something like that. Kingdom wants people to go see this movie. They want people to share this. They want people to put it on their social medias. They want people to know about this because they want to make movies, good, wholesome Christian movies, just like how Angel Studios is doing the same thing, what they're doing. I'm not saying that they're competitive. I mean, they didn't say anything about competing with Angel Studios, but they are probably aware, and they probably want them to succeed as much as they want Kingdom to succeed. So if we put more Christian films out there for Hollywood to see, Hollywood would be like, oh, let's have these movies out, more movies like this for them to go see. And yes, it's okay to see one or two secular movies. Like I have a couple of them on here on my channel here, which is Cold Storage and um Have Fun. I mean, good luck, have fun, don't die. Um, and all my other movies that I talk about on here. But when I have the chance to see a movie like this, it's special, it's wonderful, and it's amazing, it's hopeful and brings me joy, and it brings it brought my best friend joy, a person that is dear to my heart. And then the worship at the end. She loves worship. She loves worship. Even like she told me at the end of this movie, there's a worship night at the church. Let me know. I'll be there. She loves worship. The worship for this on the big screen was on a major scale, and it's nice to see it on the big screen. They need to do more early access screens. They need to do more like this type of, even if it's not a movie, the movie is all, the whole movie has them playing music, and it's a worship song. And like basically it's the whole movie is worship. But like at the very end, they actually do a worship with the actual band. Because they have actors playing them when they're younger. But of course, the actual band playing the song, "Well with My Soul," doing it in the room, filming it for the big screen. It's just fantastic. We need more movies like this. Side note, I watched David off of Angel Studios, and that was good. That was a good animated movie about David and Goliath and everything else that goes with David. Like I still need to check The House of David on Amazon Prime. I still need to watch Chosen. We need stuff like that. We need more stuff like that. And like Solo Mio was pretty good too. And it's a romantic Angel Studios movie. We need more movies like this. So check this movie out when you see it in theaters on February 20th. Don't sleep on it. Go see it. I had the privilege to see it on early access because we caught it on our AMC apps, on our AMC app, and we had the chance to see an early press screening of this. And it's a fun, hopeful, amazing movie. And I don't know if they're gonna make a three, but if they only make two, that's fine too. They can, the Kingdom Studios wants to make more movies about songs, Christian songs, but that's also the hard thing about this is making the movie about the song, making the story behind the song. Like I can only imagine was, yeah, it says based on a true story. The other one was based on a true story. I can only imagine part one. Every time his father would be mean or abuse him or whatever, from going to school, work, or Bible study, where he eventually meets his wife. Every time, even on the tour when he got big, in his journal he wrote down, I can only imagine several times, and he finally had the courage to write the words write the lyrics at the very end of the movie when his father slowly passed, or slowly passing away. Making a movie behind a song is great, but it's also a challenge because it takes away from like building the characters because you know the movie's about the song. Like even if this movie is about even if the song how it's been created, and yes, you meet a little bit of Tim Home, you meet a little bit of Tim's life, and you get the experience like he's doing it for his wife. He's been had cancer. He's trying to make music. And then you have, on the other hand, then you have go back to Mercy Me and the lead singer struggling to make a song, and then him struggling to being the best writer he can, and then his son being struggling, having diabetes, and you have all those elements in it, but then you have to focus on writing a song like, oh man, like Tim's like, man, I think I need to have you on this song. I have everything else. I just need some lyrics. And we get to that, but like sometimes I felt in this movie, only nitpick I have in this movie, the song that they're trying to create, or Tim's trying to create with Mercy Me got pushed, like the story behind it got pushed back. We had to have all these other character elements in it. I mean, all these other, um, meaning being characters, the people based, the characters that they're playing based in true story about these real people that made the song. We got more of those elements than them writing the song element. As the first one was stronger, showing you how that song was made. But it has counterbalance because we did see how the song was made, and then we saw character development, and then how they played the song, how it came together, and we had all those elements. But some parts in this movie where the song gets pushed back, and then the character elements get pulled up a little bit more, and then we go back to okay, how we're going to do the song, how we're going to make even if, or how we're going to make another song. That gets elevated back up, and then the characters get built down again, and then towards the end, they're both on the same level. But that's the only nitpick I have. But this is a great movie. It's a good, inspiring movie. But that's just the only thing you make a song, make a movie about the origin of the song. Sometimes it gets pushed to the side a little bit because you kind of want to focus on who made the song. So, but it's a good movie nonetheless. That's why I don't do like nitpicks and stuff like that in my videos because it's not always positive. But this movie is a very good, hopeful. It's a good, so it's a good movie. It's hopeful. It's joyful, sad, well-grounded. It brings you into realism, real life. It brings you into back into and sense of knowing, an idea that you're not alone. God's always there, and God has you, and God has you in His hands, and God's always going to be there. And that is also like it's a good pill to swallow. It's basically a good medicine because you laugh, you cry, you laugh, you cry, you get sad, you get mad, you get back to being happy again, you get back to being joyful, you get back to being, I want to celebrate with the Lord and all stuff. You have all those elements in it. So it's a big giant pill to swallow, but it's a good movie. Go check it out at theaters when it comes out on the 20th. If you like this video, put a like, comment, like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, and notification bell, and deuces.